Welcome to 20-minute stretch. My name is Kristina Schultz. I am here at the beautiful downtown Appleton YMCA. So happy to be here with you today. All we're going to need for our stretch today is a nice solid chair to have below us. So when you're ready, I encourage you to come to the front edge of your chair so we really activate the body and we can talk about posture. I would like you to reach through the crown of your head, making your spine nice and long, and find a little softness through the shoulders. Sometimes when we have tension or stress in our bodies, we have a tendency to let those shoulders rise. So here, set some intention on really sitting up nice and tall, elongating through the cervical spine, softening through the shoulders and lifting the chest. We'll keep that spine nice and long, and then think about tucking the pelvis. So we're really drawing our belly button in towards our spine. Sitting up nice and tall, the top of the hips tucked back. And feet are resting comfortably on the floor. Arms are at our sides. Let's start off by taking just a few nice, solid, intention and purposeful setting breaths. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it go, either through the mouth or nose, whichever feels best for you today. And a couple more. Inhale and exhale. From here, we'll begin our stretch. On an inhale, allow those shoulders to rise. And on an exhale, bring your arms to the side and press your palms to the floor. Deep breath in. And exhale, actively pressing the palms and growing your spine longer. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's press those hands to the floor and stay here. Now take ear to shoulder on the right side. Still pressing hands to the floor, lengthening through the side of the neck. We'll come back through the center. Inhale, exhale, resetting those hands pressing down to the floor, and we'll stretch out the other side of the neck, ear to shoulder. Come back through the center, and you can just shake out the arms here. We'll do a little shoulder roll next. Remembering anytime you want to, you can readjust and get the legs comfortable again, but still maintaining that long spine where we have the core engaged. Let's inhale and roll the shoulders back. Exhale to finish that circle. Inhale and exhale. Staying right here is a great option if that fits today. If you'd like to take the arms a little bit bigger, bring the elbows in and then circle them around. Option 2, take a long lever, reach and extend and circle around. And then releasing back down. And again, anytime you wish, taking a little stretch, shake out break in between. Good. From here, we're going to go right into a seated twist. So again, maintaining that nice long spine. We're going to bring one hand to the outside edge of the chair and one hand across the body. Lift, and then add your twist. You can look to the side, or if it fits, look over the back shoulder. Continuing with your breath as you release into that stretch. And then we'll come back to the center and take it right to the other side. One hand on the outside of your chair, one hand on the outside of the leg. Lift your spine long and then twist to the other side. And here we're trying to keep the hips square facing forward so that rotation really comes through the torso. Staying with your breath. And then we'll come back to the center. Let's twist one more time to each side. So an option would be to stay with the twist that we just did, or if you're looking for something a little different or a little bit more, we're going to take that one hand either across the leg again or to the seat, and then the back hand can reach for the back of the chair. So we're going to lift tall before we attempt our twist, and then come into it again. So again, we try to keep the knees even so that the hips are facing forward, and we rotate here from the waist up. Come back through the center, and we'll switch sides, finding what fits you best today. And then let's release and come on back to center. Again, adjust as needed. I'm going to bring my hands to the outside edges of my chair here, and we'll take ourselves through some seated cat and cow. On an inhale, we're going to draw the chest forward and the shoulder blades together behind the back. So on an inhale, lift tall, shoulder blades come together, chest draws forward, filling the lungs with air. And on an exhale, rounding out. Matching your breath to the movement. Let's find our way a few more times through cow pose and cat pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then we can release our arms long to the side. I'd like to do a little bit more for that expansion through the chest. We find in everyday life that a lot of things bring us forward. We're on our computers, we drive our cars, we carry our groceries, we carry our babies. Everything brings us forward. So it's really important when we take that time to do any stretches or mind-body awareness to really counteract some of those things that we do on an everyday basis. So I'd like you to bring your hands to the back of the chair, and then we're just going to really lean into it, recognizing that we're still on the front edge of that chair, and open up through the chest. You can play with how high or how low the hands go to what fits you. And then again, find softness through the shoulders and lift with your chest. Nice deep breaths. And then as we release the arms, we're going to come back to sitting nice and tall. I invite you to take your feet a little bit wider here. We're going to do a seated forward fold. So we want to have a nice support system and a place for our chest to come forward. So again, just recognizing that you're on the front edge of that chair. You can bring hands to the legs, or hands can reach for the floor in the center, whatever fits. I'll do a little bit of both. I'm going to take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, start to fold forward, leading with your chest. Now I can stay here if this is a good fit. Maybe allow my head and neck to rest. Or if it fits today, fingers can reach for the floor as I continue that fold. Feeling that stretch all the way down into my low back. Maybe head hangs heavy. If you find there's some tension in the back of the neck, shaking your head, yes. And shaking your head, no. And then walking hands to the right foot. Back through the center and to the left. We'll come back to the center and then get a nice support system by bringing the hands back up to the legs. We'll start at the bottom of our spine and round up. One vertebrae at a time. Coming right back to sitting upright. Nice work. Moving on into some more stretches for the hip. We're going to do a seated figure four. So bring your right foot, put it over your left knee. And then just check in. How does that feel? We don't ever want to push ourselves too strong into a stretch, but really give yourself some time to acclimate with that stretch and to see how things are feeling and know what you need from there. So I'm going to give a gentle press onto the knee and lift my chest a little taller. Staying with my breath. And if it fits, start to draw the chest forward as if you're going to fold forward over that top leg. Really feeling that stretch deep into the hip. And then I'll come back to upright, release, and we'll take it right into the other side. Left over right. Sit up tall, and maybe even if you want to just press with the elbow. It doesn't have to be that real aggressive push. Lift the spine tall. Maybe a gentle press, and a lean forward. And we'll come back up to upright. Releasing both feet down, you can step it out here. Now this time I'd like to get another stretch in. This will be for hip flexors and quadriceps. There's a couple of different ways we can come at this stretch. So number one, I can come to the edge of my chair, keep one leg on and one leg off, and then just take this outside leg a little further back. Now I still want to sit up nice and tall, but my target area here is hip flexor and quad. So I can stay here. Now if this feels a little unstable to me, another option is to turn a little quarter turn here. Still one leg on and one leg off. I'm going to take this back leg back, and now I've got the back of my chair to hold on to. So I really want to open up along the front of the leg. I can play with where I put my foot and where I feel it, tucking the hips under and keeping the spine long. If you wish, bring that outside arm up, and maybe a stretch to the back of the chair. And then release down. And we'll switch and take it right to the other side. So I've got the same choices on this side. I can take one leg on, one leg off, and sit right here nice and tall. I can still do my overhead stretch. Or if I want to have the back of the chair to hold on to, just make that quarter turn. Tuck under, lift tall, and settle in. Option to stay here, or lift and reach. And then we'll release down. Come on back to the center. Feeling good so far? I hope so. Love a good stretch. From here, we're going to take those feet nice and wide again for a second seated forward fold. This time an option will be, if I wish, I can bring my hands to the floor again. I can keep them at my legs. Or if I want a little more rinse through the shoulders, a little more stretch and release, I'm gonna fold forward, bring my hands behind the small of my back, and then as we release through head, neck, and shoulders, we're gonna lift those hands nice and high. And then release. Still in this seated forward fold, you can hold on to opposing biceps. And then release hands to the floor. Get your balance. And rise back up to seated. Good. And then from here, let's take one foot out at a time. We'll do some nice circles for the ankle. Big circle, point and flex. Let's do a couple in each direction. Set it down and we'll come right to the other side. Circle it around. And release it on down. Let's finish off with just a few nice deep breaths in and out. Let's sweep the arms wide at the side. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to drop the shoulders, lift the chest, and make some big circles with the hands, rotating out through the wrists. And again, take a deep breath in. And take those wrists in the opposite direction. All the way down, bring the hands back to the lap. And hey, we are done for today. Thank you so much for joining me.